There's several risks in GI right now. I think that the invasive procedures that we're doing from a screening standpoint need to change, and we need to focus our efforts more on the therapeutic procedures. So we need to adapt. We need to adapt to those changes. And so if we don't become part of these changes and part of this disruption and part of this technological growth, then traditional gastroenterologists will die on the vine.
It's not detecting disease, it's preventing disease through early stage detection and through advanced adenoma detection. And I think that's where I want to be as a researcher, as a clinician. I don't think detecting stage 4 cancer is helpful for patients. I think detecting a large high-grade dysplasia before it becomes cancer is going to be helpful for patients.
And you have to break rules to do something that's transformational. You have to be willing to fail. And I was willing to do all those things. However, I felt I was on an island because most GI docs would never give up a comfortable living doing something that over time, I'm not saying it's easy. It never is. Any day in medicine has its challenges, but it's comfortable.
If something happens and your income has to be cut down by, say, 40% or 50% or something like that, you only have yourself to blame, because the reality is, as a gastroenterologist, you're a specialist. You should know about this field more than anybody else. And if you can't see this change coming, you have only yourself to blame. You should have a backup plan ready, and you should be able to move forward in any type of situation or scenario.
The standard in gastroenterology, actually, over 1,000 clinical trials happen per year in gastroenterology, where the outcomes are dependent on patients observing their stool with their eyes and writing down on a survey what are the results. We also did a validation study where we compared the patients versus the AI relative to 2 human gastroenterologists. The AI is far more accurate than patients at predicting what a human gastroenterologist would predict.
A big one, the elephant in the room, is reimbursement. Like, who's going to pay for this? I think I can confidently say that somebody somewhere will pay for this. The healthcare system in general will see the utility and the benefit of AI. We're just at the beginning.
If you can drive autonomous cars on the roads, then can you drive endoscopes into the patients?
You have to grow and you have to lead. If you're not leading, then you're going to be left behind. And if people are too slow to react, they're not going to be able to provide the same level of quality as everybody else. And after that, they're not going to be able to collect the same level or negotiate the same contracts. After that, they're also going to lose patients.
The robot does not make inefficient movements. The robot goes from one point to another, which is mathematically calculated, shortest path possible. That is the way it's going to go. No matter you do it, no matter I do it, no matter an APP, advanced practice provider do it, no matter a gastroenterologist who does it. I think it's the team-based care is here to stay. I would say that don't forget that robot is a part of team as well.
Just the value of the data that GI has. I think, it's one of those rare industries. When you think about all the information you have as a GI owner, as a GI facility, right? I think, if you just look at blocking and tackling, right? What can you do in your practice and business today using the information you have? And maybe it's on a piece of paper, which makes it harder, but what can you do to give yourself a competitive advantage?
We know in medicine that AI is incredibly powerful if you have structured data. So digital pathology, where you're looking at a high resolution scan for patterns, digital radiology, digital endoscopy. These are areas where AI is very helpful. When it comes to the diagnosis of diseases, AI can replicate the opinion of experts.
Always try to consider a different perspective. I think, part of what has led me to where I am today is always trying to think about not necessarily what I believe in, but why people disagree with me or think in the way that they do, and being open to, unconventional ideas.